Welcome back to the subject Object Oriented Analysis and Design. Today's topics are activity diagram, benefits of activity diagram notations, and we can see one case study. Coming to the activity diagram, this is also one of the model which comes under the UML language, including several subsets of the diagrams. Like this includes the structural diagram, interaction diagrams, and the behavior diagrams. So as we know that under the UML diagrams, we are having the structural and behavior diagram. Along with diagrams, whatever the interaction diagrams, all these are the subsets of our UML diagrams. So this activity diagram is having the behavior of structural, interaction, and behavioral diagrams. So this activity diagram along with use case and state machine diagram are considered behavior diagrams because they describes what must happen in the system being modeled. So exactly they says that what is the behavior of that model or an process. So the stakeholders have many issues to manage. So it's important to communicate with them with a clarity and with a clear information. So this kind of activity diagram is much more helpful in making understanding the stakeholder and end user. So this activity diagram help the people on the business and the development side of an organization come together in understanding the same process and the behavior. So exactly saying this activity diagram is helpful to make understand the third person or an stakeholder or an end user. Coming to the benefits of this activity diagram, generally this is used to demonstrate the logic of an algorithm, exactly whatever the technique internal working of any process or an project. So coming to the next one, describe the steps performed in the UML case use cases. So whatever the use cases are there in the UML models, this is helpful to perform the activity. What is an action that is going to be performed in the activity? And this is illustrated the business process or workflow between the users and the system. So this is helpful to perform the process between the workflow of between the business and whatever the system that is going to be developed. The next one is a simplify and improve any process by clarifying complicated use cases. This is helpful to understand the complicated use cases and the techniques. And the next one is a model software architectures elements such as method, functions, and operations. So with the help of these, it can be easily understand or to develop the models of an software architectures or then elements. Coming to the notations of an activity diagram, as we can see the first one, a rectangle box which is having the curves at the four sides, which is an activity notation or a node, is used to represent the set of actions. So whatever the action that is performed, this can be represented with an rectangle box which is having the curves. Whereas the second one is an action, exactly what action that is going to be performed. So this is just like an oval shape which is having a little bit curves on the top. And don't get confused between an activity and action. Action is exactly what it is going to be performed. So task to be performed. The next one is a control flow. So shows the sequence of an execution. So control flow can be done just like an flow of direction in a flow chart or in an interaction diagram. So here also this can be used to represent the flow of direction. The next one is an object flow. So this object flow which is used to perform one activity or to another activity. What is the flow between the one activity and the another activity? So here the two purpose is how the flow of direction between the one action to the another action and from one activity to the another activity. Whereas the next one is the initial node. Initial node is nothing but which is an solid circle, whereas the second one is an activity or a final node which can be represented or it is going to be stop the flow of whatever the objects or an actions. Coming to the next element which is an object node represented with an rectangle box. In general we will call it as an object that can be represented as a rectangle node. The next one is a decision node, as we know, which can be represented with a diamond shape which is used to take the decisions. The next one is a merge node where together it is going to define the input of the more than one inputs to the decision node. The next one is a fork node, as we know, which takes the one input and many outputs, whereas a join node takes the multiple inputs and one output. The next one is the swimlines or the partitions. So this is used to group the several performance or the activities. So here we can see the swimline which is partition more than one partition, partition 1, partition 2. So depend upon the actions or an activities, we can make number of partitions or which is also called as a swimline or partitions. So all these are the elements to perform the activity diagram. So we can see here how to build, which is similar like our flow chart. So which can be exactly saying the action or the activity that is going to be performed. So the initial node is going to be start, next the action to be input, the system steps. Step 1 is considered. If there is any condition, based on the condition you are going to perform the alternative extension flow. Based on the yes or no conditions, again it is going to take the return to the alternative flow, and then it is going to take the one input fork and join conditions we are going to say. So which can be similar like your interaction diagram, or which can be similar like your flowchart diagram, but here we are going to take only the action or the to be performed activity or an action. Coming to the activity diagram, here we are having one of the example that modeling a word process. Now if any person is performing any operation, if you write an algorithm on this action, now what action the person he is going to perform an word. So here initially open the word process package. So the user and action is going to open an word, then create a file in the word, then save the file under a unique name within the directory, type the document. If the graphics are necessary, open the graphic package, create the graphics and paste the graphic into the document. And the next one is if the spreadsheet is necessary, open the spreadsheet package, create the spreadsheet and paste the spreadsheet into the document, save the file and then print a hard copy of the document, exit the word process package. So all these are the steps or the actions that are performed by an particular user whenever they are going to perform any operation using a word process. So if you write an algorithm for this, these are the steps to be performed or an action to be performed. And for this, if you draw a diagram, this is a diagram, we can see activity diagram. Initially it is started, then the action is taken, that is open the word process package, then create a file, save the file, type the document. Whenever you are typing, checking if you needed a graphics. If you needed a graphic, open the use case, use graphic package, again you come back. If you want to perform any spreadsheet, go back to that, open a use spreadsheet, come back to this, save the file, print the hard copy, exit from the office suite. So it is going to be ended the task. So the flow is just like starting from the node, ending the node. Between that, what actions that the user has performed and what kind of decisions that they are taking while they are performing the operation. So exactly saying this activity diagram will define what is the action that is performed between the system, within the system, or whatever the action that is going to be performed. Initially we have to write it as a step by step. Based on that you have to develop the activity diagram. So hope you understood with this activity diagram or with the case study. Thank you.